I want us to have a look at a short clip of Nyeri Town Member of Parliament, Dr. Duncan Madenge, a clip that has been going viral for the better part of today morning. Before we have a look at the clip, let me say this. My people perish for lack of knowledge. In 2022, the mountain rejected very good leaders because they were allied to Uhuru Kenyatta. And because of the Uda wave, they did vote in some leaders. As I talk, they have now turned against a majority of the leaders they did vote in 2022. They are now heckling them. And the reason why they are heckling these leaders is not that the leaders have failed to deliver, but because the leaders did vote to impeach Rigathi Gachagua. One such member of parliament who has been heckled is Nyeri Town Member of Parliament, Duncan Madenge. Have a look at this before we continue. Yes, let's put that into perspective. If you are watching us but you have not yet subscribed, subscribe, give the video a like. Let's proceed. From that incident, as the member of parliament is speaking, there are those heckling him, saying Msaliti. And then equally, there are those celebrating him, praising him up. So it's very clear the crowd is divided. There are those supporting the MP and those heckling the MP. That goes on to confirm that the mountain ground is divided. There are those who are sympathetic to Rigathi Gachagua, and there are those who are sympathetic to their elected leaders. That divide is very good for William Ruto's political future on the mountain. It shows very clearly that Ruto has succeeded in splitting the mountain. In the event the mountain was speaking as one, now that William Ruto has impeached Rigathi Gachagua, that could be very dangerous for William Ruto's political future. But now the mountain is divided. We have Mount Kenya East, and then we are also seeing divisions in Mount Kenya West. Nyeri is Rigathi Gachagua's home county. And we are seeing that some residents of Nyeri County, Rigathi's home county, are sympathetic to the leaders who impeached him. So the divide on the mountain is very clear. The immediate former member of parliament for Nyeri Town is Ngunjiri Wambugu. Wambugu did a pretty good job in Nyeri Town constituency. He was voted out because he was a Kieleweke. He was allied to Uhuru Kenyatta. That's why Ngunjiri Wambugu was voted out. And his replacement is now the current member of parliament, Dr. Duncan Madenge. In just about 2 years, we are seeing Madenge being heckled. And from that heckling, he is not being heckled because he has failed to deliver, but because he voted to impeach Rigathi Gachagua. So development has also been kept aside. The mountain is now back to their usual emotions. And looking at what might happen in 2027, they might once again vote in leaders, not based on a leader's performance, but based on emotions. They will vote to punish some other leaders. The usual emotional votings we've been talking about. So I'm saying this merry-go-round will just continue. Every election time, the mountain will be voting to punish other leaders. And at the end of it, they'll not be getting developments. Because I strongly believe that if the mountain has started heckling almost 3 years to the election, then you can see for sure there will be no development in that part of the country. It will just be high octane politics every now and then. These elected leaders are also human beings. I don't think a leader can agree to be heckled, then at the same time it takes development to that area. The leader can now decide to ignore that area. The leader can decide to make money. And at the end of it all, the people in those areas will end up suffering. The mountain should know that 2027 is still very far away. Just as Rigathi Gachagua has been saying that the mountain does not know to heckle kwenda kwa barabara, let us see that. Rigathi is on record saying watu wetu sio wa kurusha mawe, sio wa kwenda kwa barabara ama wa kupiga kelele. These ones heckling the MP, where are they from? They are from Nyeri. So regard these assertions that the mountain does not heckle, does not make noise, that does not take to the streets, those are Rigathi Gachagua's lies. And Rigathi has been making those remarks to create an impression that he is popular, that the people never took to the streets, not because of him being unpopular, but because the people are civilized. The truth of the matter. When Rigathi Gachagua was impeached, Rigathi had hoped for Mount Kenya residents to take to the streets, but they failed to do that. That confirms clearly that Rigathi Gachagua had not yet matured into the mountain's political de facto leader. If he was a very strong leader on the mountain, immediately was impeached, I'm very sure residents could have taken to the streets. They never took to the streets. A confirmation. Rigathi had not yet matured into the mountain's de facto political leader. And it also goes on to confirm that the mountain residents are cowards. They are cowards. They can't challenge an oppressive government. So even come 2027, William Ruto will do what he wants to do. We'll not see these people taking to the streets. Should they take to the streets, William Ruto will deal with them within hours, and there'll be nobody on the streets trying to protest. Because from the look of things, it might come 2027. Some sections of the country will start complaining that William Ruto has rigged in the elections. Should they dare take to the streets, they will see fire and they'll do nothing. That's what I can see from the reactions coming from the mountain. They are cowards. As I conclude, it's high time the mountain comes out from this emotional kind of politics. They should separate their emotions and leadership. If they do that, then the development on the mountain will not be dependent on what happens at the national level. Elect leaders who can serve you on the ground. National politics should be detached from local politics. Don't elect sycophants who will just be there to press the national leaders. If you elect sycophants, their loyalties will be with the national leaders. They'll not serve you. The mountain should come out of such emotional votings where they want sycophants who will be singing praises for the ethnic leaders. If you are watching us but you have not yet subscribed, subscribe, give the video a like. Any person watching us outside Kenya for the first time, let us know from which part of the globe you are watching us from. Let's meet in our next analysis. Thank you.